hey, I'm supposed to be going to go see the new Mission Impossible, but like I didn't see the last one, and I don't know, do I need to see it? Do you know what happened?
Don't worry, I've seen it. So, there's this Russian submarine and it's got this AI on it and it's like in the middle of nowhere. And there's these 2 keys the crews use on board to get to it. But then the AI goes super villain and tricks the crew into shooting at nothing, and then the missiles like turn around like in the water and hit the sub, and it's like but the sub doesn't completely explode. It just sinks, and all the bodies sort of float out, and it's like, oh, this is amazing. It hit the ice, and everyone starts calling the AI the entity for some reason. And then like the credits happen or something, and this guy delivers food to this like abandoned place, but Tom Cruise is there, and the dude also works for the undercover stuff and gives him this package, and it's like, whoa, all this stuff is happening that we've just seen, and like it's like your mission if you choose to accept it, and then it explodes, and the fake delivery dude salutes Tom Cruise and it's like, you're cool, and then Tom Cruise is like, you're also cool, and they're like doing this at each other for a minute, but not really. And then one of the keys is with his ex MI6 friend who was in the other films, and she's in the desert for some reason. So Tom Cruise goes to see her, but there's a sandstorm and a bounty on her because she has the key, and she puts on this eye patch, and then she snipes some people, and then she gets killed before Tom Cruise can get to her, but whatever. So then the US intelligence people are having this meeting in a super secret place about the AI being bad, and how it's like in cyberspace now and can control data and do whatever it wants, and this is really, really bad. And all the people there are kind of talking, like they're waiting for their turn to talk, and I thought they were going to be robots or like controlled by the AI or something, or like, you know, holograms, but that's got nothing to do with it, so don't pay attention to that. Then one of the guys there is Tom Cruise, and he pulls his face off like, whoa, I'm Tom Cruise, and he fires like this gas thing into the room, but he's got a gas mask, and then he throws another gas mask to his kind of boss guy, and the one that sent him the message saying, if you choose to accept this, and the boss dude is like, why are we having this meeting like this? And I'm like, where are the security cameras? But then if it's a secret meeting, maybe they don't have security cameras, which is why. Anyway, then they talk, and the boss dude is like, I put the hit out on your friend. So I guess he's evil, and then he answers the phone, and it's like, Tom Cruise is here, in code, and they send some guards. But Tom Cruise is putting the boss's dude's face on and knocks out the boss dude, and he escapes. But I don't think we see that. So basically, he broke in just a flex on him, and then he helped his ex-MI6 friend actually fake her death, so it's cool and she's alive. But then he's like, you need to just run away and pretend you're dead still so you could be out of this business. And that's kind of that bit. So after the meeting, Tom Cruise is like, I'm gonna stop the AI, and gets like Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg to help him. And I'm like, hell yeah, they're great, and I remember them from the other films, so that was nice. And then they go to the airport to get hold of the other key because they've made a deal to get one somehow, and you can only tell if one key is real by using the other key, but what if they're both fake? It doesn't matter. We're at the airport, and Hayley Atwell is there, and she pickpockets Tom Cruise, and it's like, haha, I have the key now, and she's introduced from behind, so it's like, whoa! Who is this? It's Hayley Atwell. And I've missed a couple of films in the series, and I forgot some, so I was like, do we know her? But we don't. Tom Cruise is wearing like cyber glasses, and Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg hack into the cameras and are like, yo, she stole the key. And there's also CIA agents after Tom Cruise because he wants to destroy the AI and not give it to the American government, and they're mad about that. But because Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg have hacked into like all the cameras, they keep messing with the CIA face detection, so they have to keep going after people that aren't Tom Cruise because they have earpieces telling them back bad intel. And Hayley Atwell and Tom Cruise sort of steal the key back and forth from each other and faff around for a bit, and then they find out the guy who's meant to have the second part of the key has a fake, and then Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames disarm a nuclear bomb while all that's going on, and then that was hidden in a suitcase in the airport, but it turns out it was a fake that the AI made as a distraction, but it's a great distraction, and I love Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg, and I think they're great at the film should have more of them in it. And Hayley Atwell escapes Tom Cruise with a key and gets on a plane to Rome, and Tom Cruise sees this dude, and then he's like, whoa, and it disappears into like these pixels, and it's like, what was that? And he's like taking his glasses on and off because it's like, oh, I've got cool digital glasses, and the AI is like, haha, you losers, and stops the good guys hack so the CIA can see Tom Cruise, and then the CIA chase him, and he runs a lot, you know, like when he runs like this, and then there's like this shot with the CIA I are like, where is he? But it's like got this glass roof, and then you can see Tom Cruise on the glass roof running in the background, like over their shoulders, and he's just running like this as they're going, and it's just so good. And it's the best part of the film. Haley Atwell gets arrested like the second she gets off the plane, and it's like, I'm a teacher. I'm on sabbatical, which is wild because she's English in this, but I don't think we have sabbaticals in the UK. I don't know. But she's lying anyway, so it makes sense. Where are you going? Sit back down. Anyway, there's this other dude who was the pixel dude, and he pretends to be a detective to get Haley Atwell, and he's like, I'm the pixel dude Tom Cruise saw at the airport, and I'm an old enemy or something. And I was like, was he in a film I haven't seen? But it turns out he's the reason Tom Cruise is like an agent and stuff, and I didn't get that when I watched it, and I can't remember if the film told me like that in detail in another flashback, or if I wasn't paying attention and I was looking at my phone. Anyway, he killed a lady and Tom Cruise didn't get to them in time, and he's like, my tragic backstory. But Tom Cruise is pretending to be Haley Atwell's lawyer and is like, yo, I'm here to save you. Even though I told the police you were on the plane, because she's got like a load of previous like stuff for stealing things and extortion. But she hasn't got the key because she slipped it into some guy's pocket on the plane and exchanged numbers with him. So there's some more running, and Tom Cruise is like, God, I love running. And it's really good because it's great when he's running. And Haley Atwell, they kind of get handcuffed together because she keeps running away. And then outside, there's like the blonde, like assassin lady. And she's like, I've got to get that key and I'm going to kill you guys. And there's crazy car chase and explosions and the CIA agents are there. And then it turns into a comedy for about like 10 minutes. And they drive around the Coliseum like, woo, in cars, and then Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell get into a different smaller car, but that's good because it like the streets in Rome are small and the old car like flipped loads of times and they kept changing seats, even though that didn't make sense, but I liked it. And then the car like crashes backwards away from the CIA onto a tube line, and Haley Atwell has like picked the handcuffs with like a hairpin, and she's like, bye bye Tom Cruise, and she's chained him to the car, and she like, runs off, but she doesn't run off. Tom Cruise runs off, but she runs off. And then there's like a train coming, so I guess that's attempted murder. But Tom Cruise picks the lock just in time and jumps out of the way, and he doesn't get hit by debris or anything. It's just wow. So she's run off, and Tom Cruise is like, bummer, what am I gonna do? I'm just walking around Rome, and there's no like CIA agents there for some reason. And then Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg rock up, and his MI6 friend is there, and they're like, woo, the gang is back together. We're gonna get these keys. And then they all talk about what's happened. And I was looking at my phone a bit here, but then they go to Venice because that's where Haley Atwell is meeting the person that hired her to steal the key. And it's like, whoa, it's this lady who is like an arms dealer who had this thing with Tom Cruise in the past maybe, and she's having this party, and it's like, oh my gosh, she's got the second part of the key actually, which is quite convenient. But anyway, at the party, Haley Atwell is pretending to be a waiter, and there's this like meeting there with like Tom Cruise, an MI6 lady, an arms dealer, and Pixel Guy. And Pixel Guy is working with the AI, and they're like BFFs for some reason. And the arms dealer is like, I'm gonna sell the key tomorrow on the Orient Express. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like the Agatha Christie book, you know? But it's not, it's also a thing that's real, which I forgot for a second because I was too busy in MI6, like, you know, agent land, but that doesn't matter. And then like the pixel dude is like, I'm gonna get the key tomorrow, but not now for some reason, and I'm gonna kill Haley Atwell or MI6 lady because the AI predicted it. And there's sort of this weird thing like Tom Cruise could choose who could die, but he doesn't know who to choose. And to be honest, he doesn't really know Haley Atwell like that well, and she's been running away from him the whole film, and she kind of nearly killed him with the train thing, but he still acts like it is a choice. And I get it's meant to be like, he's a good guy and doesn't want people to die, but also MI6 person is his friends, from a bit like, what? And then there's this fight and this chase, and Tom Cruise's earpiece gets hacked by the AI, and it sends him on this wild goose chase, and then he's in a fight with some goons and also the blonde assassin, and he could kill the blonde assassin, but he doesn't and walks away, and it's like, whoa, he's a good guy. And Pixel Dude chases Haley Atwell, and they fight on a bridge, and then he knocks her out, but then suddenly MI6 lady appears, and she's like, I have a sword, and I was like, whoa, he's gonna get cut up. And then there's another fight, and Tom Cruise is running, and it's like the best. And then the Pixel Dude stabs MI6 person, and it's like, whoa, the MI6 lady is dead, and the AI is Nostradamus. And for a second I was like, oh no, but she's not really dead. But then she is really dead. And so all the rest of them all team up to get on the train. And Haley Atwell is like, I'm with you guys now because MI6 lady died. And they have this plan, but it goes wrong because the face printer only prints the face for Haley Atwell. And then it's like broken and not working anymore. And Tom Cruise can't get on the train. So he has to skydive onto it. It's doing like this. And Ving Rhames to Tom Cruise is like, don't kill Pixel Guy, because that's what the AI wants. And he knows where the AI is or something. But that's not important because we're on the train now. And Pixel Guy is like, I'm going to kill all the train people and like staff. And he messes with the brakes and stuff. So it's like speed and the train can't slow down. And then him and the assassin go and speak to the American director dude who is in the meeting at the beginning. Which I meant to mention before, but anyway, it's the dude who was in Princess Bride, so that's really cool. And then he's like, yo, the AI is actually American, and we made it, and we should make a deal with you, Pixel Dude, and the AI, and the key that like unlocks this submarine room, which has the AI source code, so whoever has it can destroy the AI or control it. But they're like, nah, and they kill him. And then Pixel Dude is like, the AI said you'd betray us to Tom Cruise because he didn't kill you, to the blonde assassin, and she's like, what? And then they fight and she gets away, but he stabs her in the stomach. And I'm like, bro, maybe she wouldn't betray you if you didn't try to kill her. And Haley Atwell has like the arms dealer face on, and she makes a deal, and she's like, I'm gonna go and make this deal for this other part of the key. And it's, whoa, it's the, you know, if you want this mission, if you choose to accept it guy, like Tom Cruise's boss, who I said was evil and wants the keys. And Haley Atwell is like, oh man, I'm good now, I guess, for some reason. And sneakily pickpockets the keys, and she doesn't steal the money. And then the arms dealer lady wakes up from being knocked out and is like, what the heck is going on here? And then there's some fights and stuff on the train, and the CIA agents are there too, and there's other goons, and Haley Atwell nearly dies, but Tom Cruise then, at that moment, parachutes into the train and smashes them all and saves her. But the Pixel Dude is like, haha, that smash, the key is like on the floor, and now I have the key. And then him and Tom Cruise fight on the roof of the train, and it's like Mission Impossible 1, but not really. And then Tom Cruise nearly kills him, but he's like, no. And the CIA agents are there, and they're like standing on the train, even though they're not on the train. I'm like, if the train is going fast, you wouldn't be able to stand, but it doesn't matter because it's a cool scene. And then Pixel Dude escapes by like jumping off and stuff because he's looking at his watch. And then the train is going towards a bridge, but he's rigged explosions and it explodes. And then the CIA is like, okay, we trust Tom Cruise. And everyone goes to the back of the train, and Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell disconnect the train from the engine so it slows down. And then you get a scene and it's like Pixel Dude is like, ha 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 ha. Oh wait, I don't have the key. What? No! And that's because Haley Atwell also pinched it again. So you're like, but the train slows down, but it's like, it's not enough. Like, still some of it is going off the exploded bridge part, and Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell have to like climb through these train parts, and it's like sliding off and sliding down, and it's like the whole like gravity is changing, so it's going from like this to like this, and so they're like, whoa, we have to climb on these things. And it's cool that some of the stuff is actually like nailed down, otherwise they wouldn't be able to climb on it. But it's really cool. It's like a different angle, and it's jumping, and it's a bit like a game, and I'm like, this is like so cool. And Tom Cruise is like holding Haley Atwell at one bit because she like slips, and it's just like, oh, he's just gonna fall, and he's like holding on like this, but he's not running, but it's like he does that, so it's really cool with his holding, and it's like she's gonna go, and then it's just like, whoa, and his hand is just slipping, and it's like, what? And then out of nowhere, it's the assassin lady, and she grabs his hand like bam, and she's like holding both of them up, which is like crazy. She's crazy strong. And then she's like, let me pull you both up, and she's like, yes, I got you, I saved you. But she's also dying because she's been stabbed in the stomach, and we're like, oh yes. But first she tells Tom Cruise stuff about the AI location and the things that the American director dude told her so he can destroy it. And Tom Cruise is like, cool. And then he parachutes off the train with the key, and Haley Atwell is like, dude who, like, you know, is Tom Cruise's boss, make me an agent. And he's like, sure. And I was like, oh, I thought he was evil. And then the lady assassin is not dead, actually, which is cool because, like, too many people have died. And then the gang all gets back together, and they're like, it's time to get that AI.
So he's looking for a key, and he finds a key. Awesome. Cheers.